Hi, I'm Patty Pasion, and welcome to Rappler Talk. In time for the celebration of the Elderly Filipino Week, we will be speaking with Ms. Aura Sevilla from the Coalition of Services for the Elderly regarding the proposal for a universal pension system, social pension system. So, hello, Ms. Aura. Thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thank you, and good morning to everyone.
Okay, let's go right into the topic. So, to contextualize our whole conversation, our whole discussion, can you just discuss ano ba tong parang proposal na magkaroon ng universal social pension? What is a universal social pension?
Okay. Universal pension kasi, simply put, this is a tax-based regular cash transfers to a specific resident of a country in a specific age. So in our case, because yung senior citizen sa atin legally is described as 60 years old, so it's an entitlement to all senior citizens 60 years old and above. So tax-based siya, ibig sabihin lahat ng ito ay manggagaling sa buwis natin.
So it will be open for every senior citizen dapat?
Yes, no? So yung konsepto ng universal is lahat talaga makukover. But there are different ways then to design it. Kasi for countries who might have limited muna on expanding it na lahat talaga bigyan, mayaman, mahirap, ay meron namang pamamaraan na unti-unti na ma-achieve mo yung universal. Like, pwedeng unahin mo muna yung walang pension, tapos sumunod yung mga mababang pension, and then, until finally, you will cover everyone.
Okay, let's further contextualize it. Kasi ngayon, I believe, meron tayong existing social pension scheme. Like, of course, yung pinaka-alam ng lahat for civil for regular citizens, we have the Social Security System, and for government agencies, GSIS.
Yes.
And iba-iba pang scheme. Pero saan ba yung pagkukulang? Kasama na din yung sa DSWD na may binibigay sila na 500 for indigent or may hirap na senior citizen. Parang, while meron tayong mga ganitong scheme, pero parang saan yung pagkukulang? Bakit kailangan ma-standardized or maging universal maging pension for all?
Okay. So, in our country, may two major schemes, no? We have the contributory and non-contributory. So, pag sinabi mo na contributory, these are the SSS, these GSIS. Ibig sabihin, ikaw yung maghuhulog. Tapos, at certain age, number of years na naghulog ka, marireceive mo yung pension mo. May tinatawag naman na non-contributory. Ibig sabihin, tax finance. So, yung taxes mo, yung gobyerno yung magpipinance nun. So ngayon, currently, ang nakaka-receive lang ng contributory pension sa atin, sa SSS is only 22%. No? Tapos sa GSIS is 4%. No? Tapos yung other schemes, excuse me, yung other schemes na pension ng mga police, pension ng mga AFP is around 3%. Pero may duplication din doon kasi dahil government sila, pwedeng may GSIS din sila. Tapos meron din tayo for the veterans. No? So, all in all, these are nasa 29 to 30%. On the other hand, meron tayong tinatawag na social pension. So, ito yung sa DSWD. Yung sa DSWD natin is currently, ang nakaka-receive niya is 34% of the population.
And so, DSWD estimates kasi 8 million yung senior citizens, so that's around 2.8 million senior citizens lang nakaka-receive.
Yes. Tapos, tapos, yung sa 2.8 natin is that there are 34% na nakaka-receive ngayon. Tapos, yung ano niya is 17% in 2016. Tapos ngayon lang siya actually na doble. So, there's still, kung pag-aadin mo to, there are around 40% ng population natin na walang kahit anong pension.
40%. So, that's based on a study conducted by COAST also. Kasi you have a study in February, released in February.
This study is almost 2 years in the making. So we tried to compile all the data coming from SSS, and also we look at the data na galing din sa government, and then look sa bigger picture, ilan ba talaga yung walang pensyon at ilan yung mabababa yung pensyon.
Okay. So right now kasi, schemes natin is SSS, GSIS. I mean, wag mo natin isama yung sa mga armed or military officials. We have SSS, we have GSIS, we have DSWD. But then again, may sinasabi kasi na I believe may sinasabi na parang middle part na hindi pa sila nako-cover nitong mga schemes na to. Can we talk about that middle part?
Okay. So,
You can...
Okay. So, yung poorest, kasi yung social pension natin only caters to indigent senior citizens. So, specifically, it says frail, sickly, with disability, with no regular source of income, with no support from the family, and also, no pension. So, yan yung definition ng indigent. So, you have the indigent, sila kasama sa social pension. Ngayon, you have naman the salaried formal employer, ay formal na mga retirees na nasa SSS. Kasi it is mandated by our law, no? Pag nasa formal employment ka, yung 1/3 ng iyong premium sa SSS will be paid by your 2/3 of your premium will be paid by the employer, 1/3 yun sa'yo. So, mandatory yan. So sigurado, kapag pumasok ka ng formal employment, nag-opisina, covered ka nito. So, kasama ka doon sa may dulo na tumatanggap ng contributory. Pero in the middle, yung sinasabi natin 40%, ito yung pwedeng irregular yung kita ng bata siya or seasonal yung kita niya, kaya hindi siya nakapaghulog ng SSS. At sobrang taas ng premium para sa kanya kasi babayaran niya as a whole. Dahil wala siyang employer. So, babayaran niya yun as a whole. So, dahil yung kita niya irregular lang, halimbawa ay nagtitinda lang siya sa kalsada. So, kapag tag-ulan, mababa kita. Kapag maaraw, mataas ang kita. Kapag farmer, minsan maganda yung ani. Pag naman seasonal yung kanilang kita, minsan hindi maganda. So, hindi sila regular na makapaghulog ng SSS. So, sila yun na hindi sila nakapag-ipon din para sa pagtanda nila. Unfortunately, hindi sila makapag-fit dun sa definition ng social pension. Kasi specifically sinasabi, no regular income, no pension. So, poorest yung tinatarget niya. Frail, sickly. So, kailangan mo muna maging mahina bago ka masama dito. Samantalang sila, they're not categorically the poorest, but konting shocks lang. Halimbawa, may ma-aksidente sa pamilya, wag naman. Or magkaroon ng sakit, magkaroon ng merong namatayan or something, or nabagyo, it will push you dun sa poorest. So, unfortunately, walang kahit anong protection na meron sila.
Okay. So, parang, and also there's a problem with SSS, as you mentioned earlier, na parang 2,000 lang kasi yung, although President Duterte nag-increase na siya by 1,000, and I think there's another step na increase. Pero based on your conversations with senior citizens, hindi pa rin sapat yung 2,000 na pension nila na nare-receive right now.
Kasi kung titingnan natin yung sa data natin, around yung mabababa yung pension, nasa yung tumatanggap ng 3,000, yung tumatanggap ng 2 in 5 SSS pensioners receive 2,000 below. So,
marami yun.
Oo, dami, di ba? Tapos half of them receive 3,000 below. So, kaunti lang yung tumatanggap ng 5,000 above. Talagang yung pension nila mababa. The reason why mababa din to, kasi kahit nung bata sila, kahit na nasa formal employment sila, involved din sila dun sa may hindi rin kataasan na employment. Still on the low-paying jobs pa rin.
Okay. So, can we discuss? Kasi ito, House Bill, tama ba? Pinasa ni 5038, pinasa ni Ako Bicol Party List Representative Rodel Badocabe. Are there any commitments na or discussions with halimbawa Senate that they will be adopting or making their own version of the bill or conversations with Malacanang to amend the Senior Citizen? Kasi the first step is to amend the Senior Citizens Act para matanggal yung indigent, para mas makapag-govern ng marami. Are there any conversations with government regarding this?
In terms of the Congress, actually there are 5 bills filed on amending the social pension. The 4 bills mostly wants to increase the 500 to 1,000. Only the proposal of a co-bicol party list is the one na wants to expand the coverage, no? Tapos, nagkaroon na ng first hearing nung May 9, tapos nagkaroon na nung May 25, tapos the first technical working group na binuo had its first meeting nung August 9. So, according to the chairperson, Sol Aragones, the report will be released next week. But nung nag-technical working group kami, the idea is to expand na nga. Hindi na, tatanggalin mo na yung indigent. So, hindi na yon, matatanggal na yon. So, may expand na siya at the minimum dun sa walang pensyon at yung mabababa yung pensyon. Tapos, the committee also wants to increase it to 1,000. So, on the other hand, on the Senate, so some of the efforts, of course, we're discussing on the amendment, wala pa talaga naka-file amending it. But some of the current efforts on Senate are, number one, si Senator Sarni Angara proposes na yung revenue from the tax reform will go specifically for social pension to all those who are not receiving any contributory pension. So, but Senator Risa recently also proposes at least 4 billion should be added to the current or to the 2018 social pension budget. So, yun siya.
Dun sa DSWD,
yes,
tama?
Sa DSWD ito. So, that's the two efforts so far in the Senate. So, we hope through these discussions, through this ongoing engagement with them, na soon they will also file a version para sabay na silang mapag-usapan. Kasi, if you make this longer, if you would wait for another administration, nako, maraming senior citizens talaga would been wanting to receive this because talagang kulang na kulang at hindi talaga sasapat yung current na natatanggap nila at yung current na pinagkukunan nila ng kita.
Later, we'll be talking about parang engaging civil society. How can they care about this issue? How does this affect them? But first, let's talk about muna yung sa DSWD. Kasi syempre, parang yun yung pinakamalaking coverage din. Kasi actually, mas malaki pa yata siya sa SSS because based dun sa figures ng SSS, parang 1.3 million lang ang tumatanggap ngayon ng retirement benefits from SSS as opposed to DSWD that they're giving 500 monthly pension to 2.8 million senior citizens. Can you discuss yung assessment natin dun sa implementation ng program? Kasi I also had a story before, parang si Lolo Arturo Fabular. Actually, there are a lot of leaders na parang reach out na rin parang how to help him, may mga nag-comments na. Pero kasi parang pinaka-issue kasi doon parang sinasabi nila na hindi daw sila makakuha ng social pension kasi sinasabi ng LGU na isa lang sa kanilang mag-asawa yung pwede. Pero in fact, under the law, they are both qualified. So parang can we just discuss yung assessment or maybe problems in the implementation na dapat sana nasusolusyonan?
Okay, yun nga, no? COSE also did a study on the first 4 year of the implementation kasi the social pension is currently on its 7th year na, no? So, what we found out are, well, totoo, malaki na tutulong ng social pension, but we saw a lot of issues in terms of the implementation. Number one, we saw some targeting errors. There are people who should receive it, pero hindi nakakatanggap, while there's people who shouldn't receive it, pero nakakatanggap. So, halimbawa, may pension na siya, pero nag-apply pa rin siya. So, at talagang nakatanggap din siya. Another issue of the current social pension is that highly subjective yung definition na indigent. So, yung no regular support, paano mo itong i-operationalize? I mean, kapag ba yung anak mo nagpadala sa'yo minsan, o kung regular naman siya nagpapadala, pero 1,000 lang, isang buwan, can you categorize this as a support? So, very subjective din siya. Kapag halimbawa, meron kang anak sa abroad, tatanggalin ka na kagad. Kasi may anak naman po kayo sa abroad. O, may anak naman po kayong professional. So, imposible naman pong hindi kayo binibigyan. Yan na, no? So, dyan na pumapasok. Tapos, another issue is napupolitika. So, maraming nagkiklaim, pati lumitaw dito sa study namin, na the reason why they're not included is they think dahil hindi nila kaanib yung pwedeng yung barangay captain o yung mayor. So, yun na yung another issue. And then, lastly talaga is hindi magkakamuka yung LGU the way they implement it. Sa ibang lugar, like in my barangay, in my municipality, draw lots, bunutan, para makapunta ka ng social pension. Sa ibang LGU, by age, sige, sama na natin lahat ng 80 years old and above. So, iba-iba ang LGU the way they implement it. Like what you said, sa ibang LGU, okay lang na mag-asawa, magkasama. Sa ibang LGU, they don't allow it.
But, kasi it's a law. Tas, supposed to be, DSWD should be implementing it. So, kasi di ba ang nangyayari, DSWD, they give the budget to the LGU, tapos sila yung bahala kung sino man yung mga senior citizen na mabibigyan. So, parang may control ba? Kasi if that's a parang assessment study nung sa implementation, ano yung response ng DSWD? How can they ayusin yung sa implementation nila?
Okay. Actually, ganito yung proseso. Yung senior citizen mag-a-apply sa LGU, yung tinatawag natin na Office of Senior Citizens Affairs. Tapos yung listahan nito, isa-submit nito sa regional office. Yung meron silang tinatawag na Regional Social Pension Unit.
Okay.
Tapos mula dito, ibibigay nila yung ilan yung slots mula lang na na-approve na budget. Tapos yun lang yung bibigyan ng LGU. Pag dineliver siya, actually, minsan yung regional office yung direct na nagbibigay sa seniors. Pwede rin magta-transfer sila ng fund sa LGU at yung LGU na yung magbibigay ng pera. But may say talaga si DSWD pa rin. Kahit na si LGU yung doon nagre-register, si DSWD pa rin yung supposedly nagbabalidate kung yung listahan ba na pinadala ng LGU talagang qualified. Unfortunately, sa regional office, they only have 7 to 10 staff. Tapos, yung 7 to 10 staff na yon, ilang probinsya yung hawak niya. Tapos, ilan din, yung ginagawa nila, sila na yung nagli-liquidate, sila yung lahat ng gumagawa na to. So, essentially, yung time to validate sa mga sinasabit ng LGU, dun na nagkakaroon ng problema. Hindi na yun 100% na lahat ng masasubmit nila talagang mababalidate.
So, if there's a lack of validation, it could also be a room for patronage as well.
Yeah, oo. So, yan na, no? Yung parang lumitaw din yan yung high clientelism na, of course, kapag naisama ka, grateful ka, tapos, yun na feeling mo, ikaw yung pinakamaswerte na nasama dun sa mga, kasi very, yung makapasok makapunta ka sa programa, hindi siya ganun kadali. Then everyone hope it to be na sana madali lang para sa senior, lalo na sa para mahirap. Marami kaming areas in Leyte, in Bukidnon, na yung talagang mahirap na nakatira sa bukid, sa malalayong lugar, hindi pa nakakatanggap ng social pension.
Does the LGUs reach out to them?
Well, yun pa yung kulang din yung information dissemination. Kasi ang problema din ng mga LGU, kaya ayaw din nila masyadong paigtingin yung communication nito. Pag mas maraming senior ang nakaalam, mas maraming mag-a-apply.
Administratively, it's an administrative horror for them.
Oo, so parang, kaya yung pagpapalawak din ng kaalaman ng seniors na may ganitong programa, hindi ganun kalalim. Kasi, pag nalaman to ng lahat ng seniors, marami mag-a-apply. And kapag limited yung slots, ano naman yung isasagot din nila? So, kaya parang, hindi rin naging ganon kaigting yung pagpapaalam, lalo na dun sa mga malayong lugar na dapat makatanggap ng social pension.
Sa organization nyo, sa COAS, paano nyo natutulungan siguro yung LGU or DSWD in disseminating this information?
Okay.
Especially, yun naman yung pinaka-importante. There are a lot of government programs, there are a lot of funding, a lot of social support, but really, there's really a gap in information.
So, currently, yung ginagawa namin ngayon, we partner with the Office of Senior Citizens Affairs and also their local organized group. No? May mga senior citizen groups yan. So, what we do is we build their capacity. So, we teach them or we inform them about their rights, about the law, about the guidelines, tapos, and helping them, like providing some sort of resources then, like computer and something, para for the monitoring of their beneficiaries. But that's, sinisimulan pa lang din namin, but more on increasing their capacity, kasi who else knows more about the program are the older persons themselves, yung mga organized groups. So, kailangan lang makapacitate sila, mabigyan sila ng tamang resources to do the monitoring so that they themselves can participate in the implementation of the program.
Okay. Okay, kasi itong increase ng funding dun sa program, I believe parang lauded siya kasi since the start ng 2010, parang hindi ko alam kung nagdoble, pero it reached na parang, ngayon kasi nasa billion na yung funding for the program. Will there be an increase ulit in the 2018 budget to cover more senior citizen, or
We hope so. Of course, I won't stop, no? Kasi, halimbawa, nagsimula ang social pension sobrang baba, 833 million pesos. Tapos, 77 years old and above lang yung nakakatanggap. Tapos, we engage with the budget na talagang mapataas na mapataas hanggang naging 65 years old siya. Tapos, until recently, naging 60. Nung tumaas siya sa 1.4 million na beneficiaries or 8.9 billion, COSA didn't stop eh. Kasi we feel the pulse, we hear the voices of the senior citizens na marami pang hindi nakakatanggap. Tapos, so, kaya, together with our organized group, yung Confederation of Older Persons Associations of the Philippines, we lobbied talaga, nangatok kami sa Kongreso, nangatok kami sa Senado, nataasan pa yung budget. At talagang, eto nga, tumaas siya ng nasa 18 billion. And it's really, remarkably, lahat ng countries, pag tinanong mo, talagang yung pagtaas din in a span of 5 years is really laudable. So, talaga in fairness naman with the government, they listened. So, but we hope that they won't stop there. No, kasi marami pa ang hindi pa nakakatanggap ng social pension that should receive it.
Are there tuloy-tuloy ba yung application or
I think walang stop yung application, no? So, as long as nami-meet mo yung criteria. In fact, marami pa rin kaming mga members from the organizations ng older persons na hindi pa nakakatanggap. So, they feel na qualified naman sila. So, I think walang reason to stop receiving applications.
Okay. So now, we're gonna move forward na tungkol naman dun sa since na-establish natin yung problem about, kakulangan din and kakulangan ng protection for senior citizens, let's move on sa magiging benefits ng universal social pension. Kasi there were some parts of your study that details kung ano yung parang magiging benefit on a macro scale, on a macro perspective kapag nabigyan ng social pension yung mga senior citizens.
Okay. Maraming epekto or maraming pwede maging impact ang universal social pension. Una, on the individual level, yung senior citizens. Para sa kanila, having received it, even in a small amount, it lifts their dignity. Parang they feel like, uy, parte ako ng gobyerno or parte ako, may nagawa akong maganda sa lipunan na to. So it uplift their dignity, no? Tapos yung may regular ka rin kita na nakukuha, parang naano mo rin na, ay, kahit maliit to, akin to. Ako yung hindi to bigay ng anak ko, hindi to, sa akin to, kaya ko tong, pwede ko tong gamitin sa mga bagay na kailangan ko. So, una, sa older person. Pangalawa, malaki rin ang epekto ng universal social pension sa family. Lumitaw to dito dito sa Pilipinas, no, na 1 in 4 older person prioritize the food of their grandchildren. So, kumbaga, bago sila kumain, uunahin muna nila yung pagkain ng apo nila. But in other countries, the universal social pension helped in reducing the child labor, also in increasing the school enrollment. Kasi nga, they have more household income, so nagamit din ng family in boosting their livelihood kasi ginamit siya na kapital. So, may ganun na impact. And on the community level and on the macro level, universal social pension in other countries and also based on the simulation that we did in the Philippines could lift around 2 to 3 million Filipinos out of poverty. So meaning kasi dahil hindi ka na nagta-target so lahat na ng poor nasasama mo na. So yung mga below poverty income level, they got an additional support, so tumataas sila doon sa may poverty line. In addition to that, when we compare the cost or the expenditure ng universal social pension to infrastructure, they both provided same economic growth, no? Pero mas yung impact ng universal social pension, mas mag-i-impact siya sa agriculture. Kasi because of the demand of food, ng consumption. So it would impact more on the agriculture and the service sector ng ating ekonomiya.
Okay. You mentioned about yung sa study nyo in other countries. How is the Philippines faring compared to other countries? Kasi there's this UN study na sinasabi na countries in the Asia Pacific, they generally lag in social protection spending. So, yung Philippines, how do we compare with, like for example, Thailand or other neighbors na same lang naman yung level ng income, same GDP, but do they provide pension for their senior citizens?
Well, maganda example yung Thailand kasi Thailand is similar to our na mataas din yung informality, no? Yung mataas yung nasa informal labor. Yung sa Thailand, they give everyone, lahat ng senior citizens sa kanila, they give it except to the government pensioners. Tapos yung Thailand then also have increasing value. Halimbawa, they start at 60 to 69, 500 baht. Tapos 70 to 79, 600 baht. Tapos hanggang 800 baht siya. So, habang tumatanda, tumataas din yung value ng kanilang social pension. Kung ikukumpara yung sa atin, sobrang baba nung sa atin sa Thailand. Kasi we only spend like less than 0.04% of our GDP on social pension, no? So, but compared with the Thailand na nasa 1% yung kanilang spending on social pension. So, there are other countries then who have the same in economic level, both in low and middle income, like Lesotho, Bolivia, who also spend more than 1% of their GDP on social pension alone. So, I think yung sinasabi na only rich countries can implement universal, that's not true. There are many low-income countries similar to ours, low middle income, those developing countries who's already implementing universal social pension. So, because they see number of reasons na effect in terms of the micro to macroeconomic level.
So speaking of spending, let's answer our question. The title of our Rappler Talk is Pension for All Possible. How is it fiscally possible for the government na mabigyan ng social pension ang 8 million senior citizens? Kasi it's also included in your study.
Yes, no? Whether there is money for universal social pension or not, it's both political and technical question, no? So, okay, ngayon, ano ba yung priorities ng gobyerno? Makikita natin ang priorities nila recently nasa upgrading the military, upgrading infrastructure, but among other things, according to their 8-point agenda, there should be a space or there should be improvement then on the social protection. So, politically, if this is the priority of the government, yes, this is feasible kasi this is one of the priority of the government, no? So, kung susundin natin yung kanilang prioritization, then it is feasible. Technically, whether meron ba tayong pera? Well, kung titingnan natin yung mga current budget natin recently, marami tayong underspending. We have 763 billion underspending in 2015. We're also paying like a lot of our debts na ipinaprioritize natin rather than social services. We have huge lump sums in our budget that are currently not being scrutinized, no? Yung hindi na-itemize kasi lump sum sila. So, marami yan. Like we say, meron tayo yung tinatawag na pension gratuity fund, yung para sa mga senior citizens na nagtrabaho in military, in the police sector. So, malaki yun, 142 billion. While we recognize na mahirap yung trabaho nila, yung isang paa nila nakalubog sa lupa. But yung buong 142 billion is not being itemized. Tapos, ito din, 142 ay tumaas ng 31 billion in just 1 year. 31 billion in 1 year. If we say na we also prioritize the other senior citizen, this 31 billion could actually be fund enough the universal social pension. So it's a matter of prioritizing and providing an equitable budget system. And well, also ngayon there are efforts for increasing the revenue like the tax reform, no? Everyone is on tax reform. What we in COSE is saying and other groups in promoting social protection is that dapat yung revenue from the tax reform should not only go to infrastructures. They should also go to the other equally important services. More importantly, yung mga direct na mapapakinabangan ng mga tao, which is social pension and other social protection. So, we're happy na on the proposal of Senator Angara, it is one of the provision na the revenue of the tax reform will go to mitigating factors and investment in social protection. That includes social pension. So, sana ganun, no? Yung na the budget would also should expand as well, no? Na hindi lang for our infrastructure, although we also need it, but also on other priority items like social protection.
So, parang we also have to see, parang yung infrastructure, it's seen as an investment, but we also have to invest in human capital.
Yes, exactly, no? So, hindi lang dapat kasi I know na priority talaga to ng gobyerno, but there are also, social protection is equally important also in addressing the poverty and inequality in our country.
Okay. Actually, it's also mentioned in the UN study that social protection, parang they found that it limits inequality and it promotes inclusive economic growth. Now, let's go to another, parang medyo patapos na rin tayo sa Rappler Talk. Let's go to how do we make this an issue? Because, of course, civil society should also be interested in it. Kaya lang parang yung konsepto kasi natin sa Pilipinas, yung pension, hindi natin naiisip. Kasi parang yung pension, lagi siyang parang nandun siya sa realm na parang, parang matatanda lang siya. But how do we make people appreciate the issue or make them care about the issue? How does this affect millennials? How does this affect middle-aged people na hindi lang senior citizens yung naapektuhan ng...
Yes, no? Kasi ang usaping pension is really, should everyone's concern, no? Kaya ayaw din namin siyang tawagin na social pension kasi it should be like a pension that everyone can look forward to when they grow old, no? Hindi siya yung parang dahil lang sa mahirap ganyan kaya siya ibinibigay. It's everyone issue. Number one, dahil lahat tayo tatanda, Patty, unless we all die young. So we want to grow old, 'di ba? So dapat tayo dito ay we should care about the pension dahil alam natin na pag darating tayo sa pagkakataon na tayo ay tatanda, tayo din ay makikinabang dito. Number two, culturally, ang konsepto sa atin ng Pilipinas ng social security is investing on children. Or pag-aaralin kong mabuti yung anak ko, then para pagkatrabaho niya, pagtanda ko, yan yung mag-aalaga sa atin. Siguro, we should change that as well. We should, as early as now, while you provide to your family, should also be investing for your own. Like paying ng SSS, kung meron ka, kung you belong in a voluntary member, kung may capacity ka, may pera ka, you pay on SSS. Kasi it's not guaranteed that when you get older, aalagaan ka ng anak mo. It's
also,
never.
They have their own family.
Yes, and they have their own family. It could never be a guarantee, no? Na yun. So, but if you pay on SSS or on other scheme, whether it's private or it's on public, so you will have a guaranteed income. And lastly, social pension is not merely just a charity or limos, no? It's everyone's rights. It's stipulated in International Covenant on Economic, Socio-Cultural Rights. It's in our law. It's in our constitution that we should provide social security for the family and for the elderly, no? So it's the rights of the older persons, no? Na lahat tayo dapat may pension.
Okay. So, let's just wrap this Rappler Talk by letting you call on senior citizens or how can they apply for the social pension for indigent seniors na program ng DSWD kasi currently kung wala silang SSS, ito yung parang pwede nilang puntahan for pension. So, can you just tell them where do they go to, what are the requirements, and maybe laws that would be guiding them so that they could assert their rights or assert kung ano man yung what they are entitled to their leaders and mayors or barangay captains.
Yeah. Okay, I'd like to take this opportunity, lalo na ngayon, Elderly Filipino Week. At ang tema ng Elderly Filipino Week ay ang pagkilala sa kontribusyon, ambag at pagkilala ng mga nakatatanda sa lipunan. So, sana talaga yung mga older persons at simulan nilang i-claim talaga yung rights nila, yung karapatan nila. So, una, dahil medyo limited pa yung current social pension natin, so I urge them na you go pumunta po kayo sa inyong Office of Senior Citizens Affairs na meron sa bawat munisipyo. So, dito tayo mag-apply ng social pension para makita rin ng gobyerno na marami talagang nangangailangan ng current na social pension. At kung meron man kakulangan pa ngayon sa social pension, sana sama-sama tayo, different organizations, magsama-sama para i-push sa kausapin ng inyong mga kongresista, ipaalam na talagang kailangan amendahan yung batas. At kailangan ngayon na, hindi na natin hintayin pa yung susunod na Congress o susunod na administrasyon. Kailangan ngayon pa lang gawin na natin to. Kasi the more that we delay this, the more people would be deprived of their rights and a life of dignity. No? So sana ngayon pa lang po ay magsama-sama tayo at para talagang masiguro na isang araw lahat ng nakatatanda ay may pensyon.
Okay, so with that note, thank you very much, Ms. Aura, for joining us today. So, we've been hearing from Ms. Aura the concerns from the ground with regards to the implementation of DSWD social pension for indigent senior citizens, and of course, the issue of the lack of inadequate pension or inadequate retirement benefits of the SSS. So that will be all for today, and thank you very much for joining us in this Rappler Talk, and we'll see you in another episode of Rappler Talk.